Okay, let's see, this is a preset based on the first factory preset of the space-time algorithm. I've turned the tempo off, so initially this preset begins with a delay A setting, 220 milliseconds. Linked to the hot switch is the delay A. It's the only parameter mapped to the hot switch, and it's mapped from the factory preset at a hot switch setting of 124 milliseconds. So hopefully I want to change the hot switch setting from 124 milliseconds to 600 some milliseconds when I engage the hot switch. I would assume I would save the preset with that new setting dialed in on the delay A parameter knob. So I go to save to the PC, overwrite the preset. Although I'm loaded into H9, that is going to override it both on the loaded preset in the unit and on H9 control in those preset list locations. So then I disengage the hot switch back to the normal setting, 220 milliseconds. I re-engage the hot switch. It is back to the factory setting of 124 milliseconds. So let's try that again. Okay. The initial setting for the preset delay A is 220 milliseconds. Engage the hot switch. That changes it to the factory hot switch delay A setting of 124 milliseconds. I really want to, when I engage the hot switch, to go up to 600 or 700 some milliseconds on delay A. So if I disengage the hot switch, I want that to go back to, no, it goes back to 124 milliseconds. So the question is, how do I get to engage the hot switch and get a new parameter setting, say of 800 milliseconds? Again, if I just gauge the hot switch, change the knob to a new parameter setting, go to save, overwrite the preset, save it in both of its existing preset list locations. I would think that has saved this preset with the hot switch engaged in that configuration. So when I disengage the hot switch, I return to my initial setting for this preset of 220 milliseconds on delay A, and then I'm hoping that when I hit the hot switch, it will have saved my 800 millisecond setting on delay A, but it returns to 124 milliseconds, which is the factory setting for that. So how do we get this change of hot switch settings to save and lock in and change to my new settings that I want to see happen when I hit the hot switch? All I'm getting is a return to the factory hot switch map settings on that parameter knob. Okay.